The Democratic Alliance now has a policy on non-racialism. The DA says the policy will deal with the country's economically excluded. This comes after its two-day virtual policy conference where the party resolved to champion policies of redress without being racially specific. The official opposition has called this weekend's policy conference one of its most inclusive it has ever held. It's dismissed reports of purging black leaders who don't agree with its stance on race.
The DA's virtual policy conference ended with the adoption of a policy on economic justice. The conference focused on the principles and values that would guide the party to next year's 2021 local government elections first, and then adopted a principle of what it calls non-racialism and social market economy. When briefing the media on Monday, the DA head of policy says she does not believe the party will alienate black voters come election time.
Many South Africans are committed to non-racialism in the sense that they recognize that race classification itself is a legacy of apartheid. Many South Africans would like to move away from all of these legacies of apartheid, and they would like to be included in the economy. There's just zero evidence to say that South Africans would not support a policy that both is non-racial and achieves economic exclusion. And I keep being forced into this binary where the assumption is that it is not going to address the material conditions of South Africans, but it will. I mean, that's precisely what the policy addresses.
Defending adoption of policies, the DA's Federal Council chair says delegates had ample time to go through the proposed policies.
Never before has a process been so inclusive in the Democratic Alliance. And never before have people had such an enormous opportunity to comment, to participate, to debate, to propose amendments, and to vote on crucial issues. So I'd be very, very surprised if anybody in the Democratic Alliance saw this as a rubber stamping exercise.
Zille further rejected recent reports that there's a purge of black leaders underway within the party, especially black leaders who are opposed to the party's stance on race and those who do not support interim leader John Steenhuisen.
I don't know about all of these disciplinary charges around faced by all black leaders in the DA. We have many, many black leaders in the DA, and when a white person is charged or anything, we don't talk about a purge or an exodus or anything. We have fair and due process. And that applies to everybody. And I explained it previously around how the charges are worked and how the fairness works, and we don't have political purges in the DA. As to my being involved in purging leaders, it's impossible to do that within our rules and within our systems. It's absolutely impossible to do that. The FedEx, and especially me, asked Musi not to resign. I can't take decisions for people. John Moody knew that he was facing very serious charges for which there was strong evidence. He chose to resign. He wasn't purged.
Meanwhile, a leadership expert says the DA is on a path of self-destruction.
Really, you can see that it's an organization that is confused. There's chaos and there's turmoil there because they've decided that it would not include the word race in its policies around redress. However, they've adopted a policy position of what it calls non-racialism. So you can see that it's a party that has become very ideological and academic instead of being pragmatic and realistic.
Now with the policy conference out of the way, the road heads to October, where the party will elect a new leader. The race is between John Steenhuisen and KZN Member of Parliament Mbali Ntuli. Last week, John Moody resigned after 22 years in the party. His resignation has been dismissed a deflection. Nhlanhla Khatlani, SABC News, Johannesburg.